So let's go ahead, now that we have all these, there's no errors. So let's write our message, or I should say our event handling classes. And so here, this is going to be our concrete implementation of these classes. So we're going to have an event router, which is our dispatcher. It's going to implement our message router interface for type event. We don't have the type event yet. I'm going to have to create that. So here we can hover this. We need to create class event. So in our event class, probably should have started with this class first. Sorry about that. This implements our message interface, and it's telling me I needed to add unimplemented methods. And so our get type, this could be any old string that we return here, but we want to return the class that we want to return the interface. So now the event router is also giving us an error message because we've got some methods that we have, because we're implementing the interface, we need to override these methods. So let's see, the code for registering channels. So what we want is we want the ability to have multiple things be able to listen to a channel. So we'll need a list, but we need a list by class. So let's create a map. Class, and this class is something that extends event. And then we're going to have a list of an event channel. We'll call this variable handlers. So now it's really throwing errors. So import map, import list. Of course, event channel we don't have yet. I've written these classes totally backwards. So let's create that now. Let's just do it out of this class where we're having the error. Create class event channel. So our event channel class, this is going to be an abstract class so that our quote-unquote handlers can inherit from it or extend it. We want this for message channel interface for events. As you can see, we're extending threads, so this is actually going to be a thread that runs on its own. And we're going to use a linked blocking DQ. So what this gives us the ability to do is each one of the managers that I called them in the diagram will be able to have its own queue of items that it can work off of. In this case, it's going to be an event queue, so the items will be events. And anybody that's inheriting from this class is going to have to implement the process event method. So here's our code for running. So basically, when this thread starts, it's going to loop forever. We're going to try a event equals event queue dot take. What take does, take blocks until it can get a object. So there's no busy wait happening here. Interrupted exception E. So this should be all that we need for that. See, something's missing at override. And we also need to override our public void dispatch. So when this event comes in, we're going to event queue, add our event. So basically, as this, whatever class we write, a manager that extends this event channel, it will have to provide a process event method, and this queuing will take place for it, and it doesn't have to manage these at all. So if we go back to our event router, now we can add in our code to handle the new events coming in. So this is going to be a hash map. It's going to look up events and a list of, let's see what's wrong. I got new in there twice. And we don't. Okay. Now that we have our handlers hash map set up, I realize that it is not to be initialized in the register channel method, but it needs to be initialized in the constructor of this class, which I forgot to put in here. So we need to create the constructor, which can be a public event router, and inside of there we're going to put our initializing of the handlers hash map. That looks a bit better. That needs to be void, not public. Okay, that looks a little better. So in our register channel, what we want to do is we want to add the handler that's coming in, or the channel, into this map. So that way later on, these are the quote-unquote subscribers to the queue. So if we, first thing we want to do is check to see, make sure it's not already there. So if the map does not contain this channel already, let's go ahead and put it into the map. Actually, it's going to be an array list of event channels. So this implementation can go one of two ways. I choose to have a list of subscribers. The way this was initially written, every event that goes into this list will go to every subscriber. So the same event will go to multiple subscribers. That potentially could be a problem for us down the road. I have not run into any issues with that, but it's something for us to be aware of that we might need to fix in later videos. But for now, we're just going to let it go, and we're going to stick with the list. So since this checks to see if the list is there, if there's no list, then it adds it, but we actually need to add the channel into the list. So we get the correct list based on the content type. So basically the particular class that has a channel, we are now going to get that channel or a list and add this new channel into that list. And I realized that we have a problem. Let's see. This needs to be event and not. Oh, what's it complaining about? I think I have my registered channel incorrect. Let's look at that. Message interface. I think that's right. What's going on here? It's not liking it for some reason. I'm going to have to pause here for a minute and figure out what's going on. I figured out what's wrong. Specifically here, what kind of event for this content type, it has to be of a content. However, in my interface, I don't have a generic type here. This needs to be E and not message interface. And that should make our error message go away. Yes. Like I said, this code's a bit complicated. Look through it, try to figure out how it works. This event-driven system. So now we're going to finish out our dispatch code. And so basically what we're going to do is for all the channels that are in our list, for every event channel that is subscribed to this particular type. So we want to get content.get type event channel dot dispatch the event. And it's not event, it's called content. So this way the event gets sent to every single one of the subscribers. And for now, I think we're probably going to have to cut this video. And in the next video, I will go ahead and show you how to actually make use of this event and the event. And we'll create a small application that actually and prints them. So until next time, thanks again for watching. This is a Java